Sí se puede. This is a saying that Dolores Huerta, a Chicana activist, coined during her time advocating for farm workers so they could get better working conditions. The quote means, "Yes, it can be done," and it's a quote that constantly repeats in my head. As a Chicana myself, Huerta was the first advocate I learned about that I felt I could connect with on a deeper level. Her work inspired me to question how I can also make an impact on my community, and while I wasn't sure what that would look like just yet, I decided to start thinking about what might be out there. At first, I mainly did smaller volunteering projects here and there, but then I wanted to do something more consistently. My first, more long-term volunteering experience started at the Minnesota Children's Museum as a play team volunteer. My main job was to encourage the children at the museum to learn by play. This experience helped me realize that I would like to continue working with children in the future. After my experience with the Minnesota Children's Museum, I decided to change paths and explore my interest in medicine. I ended up doing this through volunteer work at Regions Hospital. I began as a volunteer at the gift shop. It was fun to chat with customers, whether they were patients, visitors, or staff. This experience helped show me that I really liked interacting with others. Around the same time that I began volunteering at Regions, I also joined a Mexican folkloric dance group called Ballet Folclórico Mexico Azteca, aka BFMA. Soon after, I began volunteering as a teaching assistant with the beginner group, which mostly consisted of young children. This experience helped me connect with a community with the same cultural background as myself, while also connecting me with other communities with differing cultural backgrounds through different community events. Unfortunately, in my junior year of high school, I had to take a break from volunteering due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, when I entered college, I was just beginning to get back out there as the pandemic was starting to die down. I returned to Regions Hospital as a breast healthcare volunteer and back to BFMA as a teaching assistant. At the Breast Healthcare Center in Regions, I realized that I really enjoyed the short patient interactions I was able to be a part of. I also noticed how the Spanish interpreters would interact with the patients, helping them feel comfortable and being an important resource for them. I then decided to move on from Regions and look for something more patient-centered. I found this with Allina Health. When I first learned about hospice work, I thought that it would be something that I would not be able to do. Being with a patient near death was a very scary thought, especially because I considered myself to be a very emotional person. But I also considered myself to be someone who likes to push their limits and get out of their comfort zone. This desire to learn more about different patient care settings and challenge my comfort zone led me to give hospice volunteering a try. And today, I'm really glad that I did. My perspective on death has changed from viewing it as something scary to now viewing it as a more natural and greater part of life, despite being something that can cause much sadness. During my time in undergrad, I also did other activities to learn more about medicine and patient care, such as shadowing physicians. One of the clinics I did some shadowing at was Phillips Neighborhood Clinic, aka PNC. PNC is a free clinic in southern Minneapolis and is run mainly by the graduate students at the U of M. I loved my shadowing experience and decided to join PNC as a Spanish medical interpreter. Being able to help bridge communication gaps and advocate for patients has been a very fulfilling experience and has helped me confirm my interest to continue to do service work in a healthcare setting. More recently, I've been working with De Apoyo, a new group that has started to hold events and act as a support group for Latinx parents of children with autism. This experience has connected me more with the disability community, and I've learned a lot about the different ways I can have a positive impact. I plan to continue to shape what this will look like in my future career. As I look at my near future after graduation, I'll be continuing most of my current service work. Unfortunately, I'll no longer be volunteering at PNC because it's only open for current students at the U of M. However, I hope to return someday as a psychiatrist in order to help expand the range of services that PNC has to offer our community. Joining the Community Engagement Scholars Program has been crucial in helping me grow and learn what kind of impact I would like to have in my community. I'll continue to grow and use all that I have learned to guide my future steps as I move on from my undergraduate studies.